family was the best at joking, playing, laughing, dancing. My sweet mama was a teacher for all our children, taught them how to read and write with sticks and dirt in the wilderness where we lived, taught them song and dance. So, asshole father was me. Broke things hurt my sweetie so very much. Her love is godly. Her selfless heart still loved me, still loves me now. One and only one time she frightened me back. Pregnant with her first, I beat her ass over something so stupid. I left to get firewood. I returned to see her standing by our fire with a burning pine cone in her hand. She said, "Shall I throw it behind me or in front of me?" With dry grass all around. I wish I had learned my lesson. Sadly, asshole father I was until death. It's not that I didn't love my family. I did, more than myself. I went without so they could have happily, but a fugitive father and husband keeps patience on reserve. Safety came before safety, you see, and to keep my family safe from them, they could not always be safe with me. Compliance is efficient, and stubbornness means death. When your family must get up and run. We lost 2 out of 10, not from stubbornness at all, but from bad luck, stealthy enemies, and slow to act. At that time we had 6 kids, 3 sets of twins, the youngest 11 months. My wife, pregnant with only one this time, ran fast with our oldest, carrying one middle twin and one baby. I ran with the other 2 almost as fast, being stupid and shooting back. I should have just run. My foolishness got our 2 babies shot. The east was 3, Shiloh 11 months. I dropped them and ran to protect who was left. Our first horrid loss. We ate them. After I shot our hunters, I looked for them and found them in the woods. Poor sweeties looked almost perfect still, except for a hole in their heads each. They almost appeared asleep. My wife and I both decided that our babies should live on in us. No graveyard in the wilderness. My children refused. Not that I blamed them. I even prepared it out of their sight, but our kids weren't stupid, knowing their siblings were lost. At that time our oldest were 5. 2 5s, 1 3, 1 11 months, and 1 on the way total our children now. The 5s and 3 all horrified preferred hunger. The baby, of course, didn't eat but nursed. 2 loving parents had the job to eat our own 2 dead children. What could we do? We were nomads, fugitives, thanks to me. A shrine we'd never visit had no worth to us, so we consumed them and vomited them when the children were asleep. My lover kept Thea's teeth and Shelop's breastbone, made them a necklace she wore for the rest of her days, hidden from strangers and judgers. My sweetheart breastfeeding let our babies finger the bones around her neck as they suckled. Those born before and after the 2 were lost to us. They would even feel for them under their mama's dress through the cloth, as she held them, spoke to them, rocked them to sleep. The necklace was her idea, and she asked me if it was strange. I told her, "Fuck no, do it." I loved her for wanting to keep our dead children close. My sweet lover never had a favorite. All our babies felt loved by her. So much love she had to give. I think sometimes of her family of origin who abandoned her, threw her away, rendered her a sitting duck for bad men like me. I never told her I killed them all the day I locked her in the hotel room. Only that I was out to buy her a new dress, which I was. I never regretted killing them. I hated them for what they did to her. I rang their doorbell, guilty and ashamed, thinking I'd be killing innocents. Who opened the door? Her father. Looked just like her in the face. I observed her entire family sitting down to eat. One big, happy family without my baby girl. My guilt now raged seeing this. I shot them all. Every child, every adult, every piece of that family who hated my new love. My angel kissing on our babies had more love in her than all those cold people put together. I was a lucky man. My beating and raping her were urges of pure vice. I sought to control her, keep her pregnant, tied to me, lest her fine ass tried to run away. My piggish way with her was no secret, like I said in poems before. Too poor for privacy, our children saw all the many ways I was with her. They saw the asshole father punish her for nothing. They saw their loving papa giving her a bath. They saw her piggish husband holding her down for his own fun. And then the loving papa would re-emerge again, to dress her like she dressed them, feed her like she fed them, keep her clean and comfortable, just like she did with them. Every day, my wonderful, beautiful, sweet angel was all things to me. Lover, martyr, victim, baby, everything to me. Our oldest daughter, Andrea, now 10, was the most attached to her. One morning I noticed her glowering at me. I looked and asked, "What's wrong?" She did not answer, just kept staring like I was her worst enemy. My rage at this sudden change moved my hand to hit her, but my lover intervened. "Don't hit her, hit me." I had a short epiphany in that moment. It only lasted a second or so. The pain I inflicted was witnessed. It should have been obvious to me, what with all my blathering about being too poor for privacy. But I was not a self-aware man. The thought never crossed my mind that the kids would think about it at all. I now understood that they did. And so I caught myself and walked away, taking space. I watched Andrea embrace her mama as if she could protect her from me. It hurt my heart, but something in me also thought, "The cute little shit. Mama's little she-warrior." My lovely wife went mute with me before our first were born. I had broken her that way, my mute, obedient wife. She spoke only with the children. It was only then that I knew how smart and crafty my angel wife was. I never told her how I watched her, bringing up our babies in her sweet, special way. I was in awe of her, though I said nothing. Suddenly I thought, what has she been telling our daughter? My epiphany was over now. Back to my asshole self, I clapped my wife and she fell, and Andrea threw rocks at me. I accused my wife of poisoning our daughter against me. Andrea screamed, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!" and ran away. My selectively mute wife spoke to me for the first time in 10 years. She said, "Papa, I love you, and we don't have stupid kids." I clapped her, and this was her response. She loved me. I almost cried right then. She continued, "Andrea saw you fucking me when we thought they were asleep. She saw and heard me cry because it hurt and you wouldn't stop. My place with you, I understand, but the children don't." I asked, "What did you tell her?" And she told me everything. I listened for the first time in 10 years. She described her talk with Andrea thus. She approached me yesterday and asked me, "Why does Papa hurt you?" I asked her what she meant. Andrea said, "I saw you cry with Papa on top of you. I heard you say it hurt. I saw him keep hurting you. Your child is not a stupid child. I could not pretend with her, Papa." So I told her the truth. The truth, I thought. Which one? That I took her hostage? That I raped her when we met? That I raped her all the time? I shook my head in disbelief. They didn't need to know. My anger re-emerged. I growled, "What did you tell her?" My lover, still sweet to me, said this. I explained to her that you and I have a strange kind of love. That my love of you is why I let you do the things you do. She asked me if I'm scared of you, and I told her the truth. I said to her, "I'm always scared of Papa, but I love him with all my heart." I had no words. I listened more as my wonderful wife described this talk to me. Andrea insisted I can't love you and be scared of you too, and I told her, "That's not true. I love your Papa more than myself. It is always possible to fear and love someone." I had to explain to Andrea, Papa, that our love is not normal. I had to explain to her that not all parents do what we do. I also explained to her that when she grows up and meets a man, that their love doesn't have to be like ours. I thought nothing of this conversation except, why? I loved my baby girl so much in this moment, and yet was faced with the kind of man that I had really been. How could I think a life of raising children didn't come with questions? I thought how stupid of me. And now I had one more question. What kind of man do you think I am? My angel answered me. What does it matter? You forced me and rescued me. You raped me and made love to me. You beat me and you pamper me. I know not what kind of man you are. All I know is I cannot live without you. I will not ever leave you. I love, honor, obey you. I am your baby girl. I could not conceal my tears now. This sweet woman I had oppressed, kidnapped, abused, used for my own purposes, subjugated, completely exhausted. This woman said she loved me? Asshole me? It was the last time I heard her speak before our cruel demise. Our sweet, strange love was real. I never asked again. She never spoke again. I made such sweet love to her that night. I never questioned any more her loyalty or love. My sweet, sweet, sweeter than candy, beautiful baby girl had undying love for me. Asshole me! And so, our family was the best.